Okay, it's November 2020 and it's been about 8 months since we went through and macheted all these shrubs to the ground. They've all grown back to the same height they were 8 months ago. And we already came through this section earlier this week with weed whackers and cut down all the herbaceous stuff, leaving just a few of these pigeon peas. As you can see, there's another one over here. And being careful not to cut down the fruit trees. We planted 11,000 trees total. We have another Pinot Chuncho is what they call it. It's a Schizalobium, a native nitrogen fixing tree from the rainforest. Grows about 10 to 15 feet tall a year. And we've got a good mixture here of pasture grasses that are out competing some of the trees, which is why we came through and did the weed whacking. And now we also need to come through and take care of these shrubs, which are now 8 months regrown. And so I'm out here today. I've got my Husqvarna 545 FR with the scarlet forestry attachment, and that'll be enough to take care of these shrubs. So yesterday I went through and cut down that slope over there, cut all the shrubs down. So those are going to decompose as a nice chop and drop system to provide more nutrients for our fruit trees and for the other forestry species that we planted earlier this year. So let's give this thing a go. So I'm going to finish these little shrubs right here, a little bit over here. I'm going to do these right here, come around where this coconut palm is, and then hit those ones right there, and then start down through that gully, all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to make some rows, just like that. And then I'm going to end over there. And that'll be done with this whole sector of the property, which is about 3.5 hectares. It's a lot of fun using this thing. Alright, so here's a good example of why we're doing this. Here we have a small cherimoya. It's just having a bit of a growth spurt at the moment. It's been kind of delayed in getting going, but since now we're entering into the rainy season, it seems like it's starting to grow a lot better now. So we cut these undesirable shrubs down, and then that creates a nice mulch for the cherimoya. And we leave these pigeon peas because those are food producing and nitrogen fixing. So these pigeon peas are still going to give a little bit of support for this cherimoya, but these extra ones are just going to serve as added nutrient, and they'll break down pretty quick here because it's tropical and we got a lot of fungus in the soil here. So this will turn back into good nutrition to feed the cherimoya tree right here, and then these will keep it protected from the afternoon sun, and also yield an edible bean so we can eat that as well. So that slope over there is the slope that I worked on yesterday, and that's how it looks a day later after cutting all of the shrubs. And what's left now is just the pigeon pea and the plantation trees that we planted earlier this year, back in February and March. And so I'm going to finish out now on this slope today, and afterwards it'll look just like the other slope over there. And then that'll be the end of this section. And then we'll pass over to the other hill, and it'll be the same process throughout the rest of the property.